YouTube and reality, money, fame, and glory. Fire from the critics of thought.
Silver spark.
Entertain cosplay, no time to live. Gotta watch and love this guy to survive. It's the Loud House Critic. Funny, kind, and bold. He's got the heart of gold. Loud House Critic. One guy with 1,000 views. Episodes he must review. Please, the Loud House Critic.
Out of my way, you learn to drive, dimwit!
Today's Loud House episode was requested by Gator V. Neal. If you ain't got a driver's license, then you better buckle up, because we're going for a real ride with Driving Miss Hazy, the 5th episode of Season 1 of The Loud House. Sounds like a 1989 film, Driving Miss Daisy. This is actually the first episode to have one of Lincoln's sisters be on the title card, and it's one of our kind, caring, warm-hearted sister, Lenny Loud. I actually like this episode, but what I'm hearing is there's a lot of people who actually hated this episode, and for one good reason, or should I say, someone who they actually hated in this episode who started out as a main antagonist of the series. And this is exactly where the hate came from on a certain Loud House sister that people didn't like very much at first when the show started. Let's dive into the episode and see how well she drives.
Come on, Lori. This is a lot of laundry. I don't think it's worth it.
Do you want a ride to the comic book store or not?
Fine.
Trust me, it's not even worth it at all.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Where are you going? Those are just my jeggings.
Don't even know what the fuck those are.
This yesterday, or that Tuesday. Whoops, that definitely needs to be washed.
Okay, this bitch is seriously picking out clothes that she didn't even wear. Like, she's just throwing them in there just so she doesn't have to do the fucking job. Oh wait, she ain't doing shit. Now, I know this is the 5th episode of Season 1 of The Loud House, but later on during the first season, she actually does do the laundry in another episode, which I reviewed during November. And that was not a good one either. What's the situation going on here? Well,
Lori's the only Loud kid with a driver's license, which means that in this house, there's no such thing as a free ride.
And yet, there's too much of a price to pay.
In exchange for transporting me to the planetarium, I've done your calculus homework. Next time I would appreciate a challenge.
What, this girl can't even do her own homework? Oh well, there are some girls in high school who won't even do much their own homework. They'll have so much the boys do their homework, or their boyfriend help them do their homework.
Ah, me, young love. Oh, it's a grand thing.
Thanks for the ride to the planetary. I finished your poem for your 10-week anniversary. It's called Bobby.
Let's hear it!
Bobby, I thought you were a stalker when you left brownies in my locker. Bobby.
Oh, that's so romantic.
I give him 6 months. 3 if she gains weight.
3 stars I would give that. Plus, I think Lori was more of the stalker.
Sis, I found your missing retainer in the garbage, and there was some perfectly good gum stuck to it.
Holy fuck shit, I didn't even know Lori actually wore a retainer. I remember there was a time that she used to have braces.
God damn!
See, Lincoln, these guys respect our arrangement. Oh, and here are my dirty gym clothes, too.
How do you say, I suppose you don't have any underwear that has blood stains on them? So Lincoln's off to do the fucking dirty laundry for Lori until he bumps into Lenny, who is carrying a pile of wood to make Lori a bed, which somehow she already has a fucking bed, which is why I don't think she needs another one now. Unless, if I'm mistaken, that she actually wants a water bed for certain nighttime action with Bobby.
What the hell is that?
Yeah, I'm sorry. You know, with Lenny being 16 years old, she should be able to be old enough to drive herself anywhere she wants to go. And that also turns out that Lenny actually failed her driving test 12 times. So everyone has given up teaching her, and even Dad is actually angry about what she did the last time. And the last time she ever tried to drive was like see for yourself how it turned out.
Should I leave a note?
It didn't end well.
What if I teach you to drive?
Wow! You have your license?
Well, no, but I do have a crazy high score on Total Turbo 22, the world's awesomest racing video game.
Fun! Wait, are there nuns in it?
Speaking of, I still gotta watch that movie.
If I can help Lenny get her license, she'll drive us anywhere. And Lori will have to wash her own jeggings.
What the fuck is so funny? Tell me. Tell me what's funny.
Lenny, you can't be serious.
So Lincoln is on the attempt of teaching Lenny how to drive by doing a video game. You know, I remember seeing something like this before in a Cartoon Network show called 16, where Jude was actually trying to teach Jen how to drive. I don't remember too much about that episode, but I think Jen might have passed.
So, you ready to get started?
Wait! I need my special driving outfit!
Okay.
Lord have mercy.
Great. So, can we get started?
Wait!
What's wrong?
I need my special driving smoothie!
Oh, God.
It's a soy pumpkin cookie crumble cream. It's seasonal.
Are you finished?
So, now can we...
Wait!
Now what?
Aren't you gonna open the door for me? Click! Creak! What a gentleman.
So Lincoln actually gets Lenny started on the driving video game, and for the first 3 times she kind of fucks it up, but she finally gets the hang of it of actually staying on the road after Lincoln tells her that they're actually driving to the mall. I'm not too surprised about that.
Oh yeah, that's a weird traffic marking. Holy shit!
Not bad. Really, not bad.
You've got a driving test to pass.
20 minutes later.
Guard.
Did you pass?
No, she did not.
She did, however, refuse to obey the speed limit, fail to use the turn signals, and she redirected the test vehicle toward the mall.
Where she proceeded to hip check and tackle Mrs. Jolinsky.
Badass. Go Lenny.
It's not fair. When I did all that in the game, I won. You guys need to get your rules straight.
I don't know why I laugh every single time when I hear Lenny say that. This is where I love to see Lenny be a smart ass for once. And it kills me every single time I hear her say some shit like that.
That's your plan? Teaching Lenny to drive?
And why the fuck do you even care?
She can't even drive a lawnmower.
And your point is?
You're gonna fail. You and Lenny both. Now where's Lynn? She owes me a pedicure.
Okay, fine, I'm cool, I'm fine.
So Lincoln tries to make his second attempt to make Lenny actually drive by doing it manually through the driver's instruction manual. By the way, I actually read that a lot.
Okay, lesson 1, preparing to drive.
Oh, you're teaching Lenny to drive? Score! Can I help? I'm sick of sanding Lori's calluses. Ugh, barf.
I'll give Lynn credit for that.
Me too. I can't write another poem for Bobby. I've run out of words that rhyme with babe.
I
can be of assistance.
Now this is what I love. This is exactly what I love and I like to see more in episodes of The Loud House. All the sisters much sticking together with Lincoln and always standing up for him by his side. And there's not that much annoyances either, except from maybe one of them who is not in the room right now. I just love how the way the sisters are volunteering to help Lincoln and Lenny out. And they're somewhat sick of Lori's shit. And this is one of my favorite scenes in this episode, in Act 2.
Luna's bass drum is the brake. And Luann's whoopee cushion is the accelerator.
Accelerator? Don't you mean gas?
This golf club's the gear shift. The wreath is the steering wheel. Car horn, turn signal. And oh, these keys are, well, the keys. Got all that?
Sure?
You don't remember a word, do you?
Nope, nothing in my noggin.
Okay.
First, fasten your seatbelt.
That was easy.
Next, check your mirrors.
Why? Do I look bad?
No. I meant to
Stop the car! I can't drive in this hideous condition. Ugh.
God help us.
That's better.
You know, is it just me or does Lenny's outfit kind of looks like Penelope Pitstop from the Wacky Races?
Lesson 12. Avoiding road hazards. There's a squirrel in the road. What do?
What just happened there?
This is actually the first adoring moment of Lily Loud being in a costume, or an animal costume to be precise. And I just love that look on her face, how she feels like she feels disappointed.
Use your turn signal. No, that's the brake. No, that's the gas. No, that's my face. This is the turn signal.
Oh, you mean the blinky blink?
The blinky blink?
Yeah, it's right by the spinny thingy.
The spinny... That's the problem. I haven't been speaking Lenny.
And with this being said, Lincoln gets himself a better idea to get into Lenny's head. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing her joy, disgust, fear, sadness, and anger emotions are in her head right now.
Let me try again. Use the blinky blink. Good. Now turn left. Turn to your good side. Now we're getting somewhere.
Right, let's rock and roll.
This is a brake pedal. What does the brake pedal do? White shoes after Labor Day.
Ew, stop.
Exactly.
I still don't fucking get that about why people shouldn't wear white after Labor Day.
This is the gas pedal. What does the gas pedal do? Boots from the 60s. Go! Yes!
60s? Weren't hippies around at that time? Anyhow, as much as Lincoln has Lenny on the same page, Lenny's about ready to take the next level.
White shoe.
That's good.
Go, boot. Good side. She's doing it.
I love what I'm seeing.
I'm doing it.
Meanwhile, back inside, Lori's actually doing her own dirty filth laundry.
Where is everybody? Lynn, I'm still waiting on that pedicure.
Check this out, bitch.
Go to the spa and do that shit, bitch. There's a lot more you can do on your own than just have someone else do your dirty work for you.
Oh, that's good.
I'm not giving up the car keys that easily.
Okay, give me the keys.
Night, Lenny. You're gonna do great tomorrow.
Night, Lincoln.
So, after a successful big day of Lenny succeeding at her lawn mowing driving skills, she's ready to actually pass her driving test for the next day.
Night, Lori.
Oh, come on. You can even tell that she's not even really sleeping.
Click. Got it.
You can't be serious.
Never check your mirrors. Always driving instructor's seat. In America, we drive on the left side of the road.
You bitch!
Now I clearly understand why people hate Lori so much, especially when it came to this episode. She is just such a bitch. Her sabotaging Lenny's driving test, that is evil. You know, I never mentioned this before, but Lori kind of reminds me a bit of Heather from Total Drama Island and Cleo Denial from Monster High. These girls would have their own rotten, skanky moments for what they do to other people to make them feel down. I kind of like Lori, but I really hated her in this episode. God damn, I never thought I'd have the balls to say that.
Well, there you go.
So for the next day, Lincoln's waiting at the front door.
Guard.
There you are. Don't you need a ride to the comic book store?
No, thanks. I think I'll wait for Lenny to get back from taking her driving test with her new license.
Psh, she's not gonna pass, because I made sure of it.
Wait, what?
What did you just say?
Nothing.
You're lying!
So help me, Lori, I will shrink your favorite Bobby sweater in the dryer if you don't tell me what you...
Stop! Fine. Bessa! I might have sabotaged Lenny by giving her bad driving instructions while she slept, but it's just because if Lenny can drive, my room will never be clean and no one will ever need me for anything ever again!
What the f***?
Have you lost your mind?
Are you crazy, woman?
That's funny. I love how Lincoln just said that in one go.
What if your bad driving instructions make Lenny crash? What if she gets hurt?
Or worse.
I didn't think of that.
You know, you remind me of my oldest grandson. You don't think things through.
Hey, Old Man River, zip it or I'll break your hip.
Lincoln and Lori arrive at the DMV and seeing how Lenny is actually okay.
No, she did not. She did.
Well, that makes 14. Guess I'll have to drive a lawnmower forever.
And if it's a curse I'm under, to do it till I die.
Boy, I hope not.
Yeah. Look, Lenny, it wasn't your fault.
In fact, it was never her fucking fault to begin with.
Yes, it was. You worked so hard to help me pass. You even learned to speak Lenny.
Lenny?
Lenny.
I blew it. I was just thinking about all the fun places I would drive us to.
Guilty.
The comic book
Guilty.
store. The mall.
Guilty.
I'm sorry I let you down.
Tell her the truth!
I can't take it anymore! It was my fault. I sabotaged your test.
Sabotage?
Do continue.
It's like she went and bought the dress she knew you wanted.
How could you?
You know, when I watch this again, there's something I never even noticed about Lenny. She thinks more of her heart than her head. Yes, I know she can be referred to as the dumb blonde one, but honestly, she can think sometimes, but she uses her heart is what really counts the most. I would talk more on Lenny, but I'm going to save that for an editorial later on. I love to actually see an episode of Lenny and Luna together. But anyway, let's get back to driving Miss Hazy.
I'm really sorry, Lenny. But I know how to make it up to you. You'll buy me the dress?
Ay vey.
It was really nice of you to help Lenny practice for her next test.
It's the least I could do.
Is this the carpool lane?
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
You are pathetic.
There's something going on around here that just don't add up.
Driving Miss Hazy. Oh, how I wish I could put it to you this way. I like this episode considering the fact that it's the first episode where Lincoln actually interacts with one of his sisters. And this is actually the first Lincoln and Lenny episode where they kind of bond with each other. But there's a bigger annoyance to this episode, to me and everybody else who actually despised this episode too. And that was Lori. Now, I know there were a few episodes where she started off as a jerk during Left in the Dark and Get the Message, but in this one, she played a bigger antagonist role that some people really hated her so much. I mean, not giving Lincoln allowed a ride anywhere, and yet tries to sabotage Lenny's driving skills. She just made herself a real bitch antagonist out of jealousy of Lenny. I mean, honestly, Lenny could get into serious trouble if she sabotaged her driving test, or worse. Now remember, I do get this that nobody's perfect, but Lori's only 17, and it was so very wrong of her to do some shit like that to Lenny. Some others, and even myself, would love to see this if this was actually in the episode. If the others did find out that Lori actually sabotaged Lenny's test, they'd probably be just as pissed off as Lincoln was when he found out. The parents would have ground Lori for putting Lenny's life in danger and being lazy with her chores. Which is funny because we don't even see the parents yet in this episode and even the 4 previous episodes I reviewed before. But they do somehow appear on the screen later in the next episode, which I will do another time. Yes, I still like this episode. Even though Lenny had at her best moments about how incredible naive she is, I love the moment where Lincoln would teach her how to drive. You know, in the days in this age when people request rides, they ask for gas money. Here, it was everybody doing favors for Lori, and there were no free rides in her books, nor favor rides. I'm sorry, back on the topic of Lenny. I love how Lincoln and Lenny funny interactions together of driving teachings, and showing that Lenny is not untouchable, at least not on SpongeBob's level. She's just needed a different way of learning. By the way, am I the only one who thinks that this episode was kind of like a SpongeBob episode called Boating School? Anyways, if Lori didn't sabotage, I think Lenny would have passed, but it was really fucking dangerous and wrong what Lori did, and Lincoln had common sense to tell her what she did was wrong. But somehow, for some people, it was pretty funny seeing Lori in her misery while nobody depended on her for rides anymore. A nice funny Lenny episode that I gladly look back on because of she's another one of my favorite Loud sisters along with Lucy, Luann, and Lana. Oh, and also Luna. I'm the Loud House Critic, and I gotta learn how to parallel park.
In the loud house, duck, dodge, push and shove. It's how we show our love.